so you're notified when new videos drop. And it is that time, I was going to say that time of the month, that time of the weekend. It is time for the review of the Book of Boba Fett. I say Star Wars, the Book of Boba Fett. I'm not going to tell you anything about it, because I'm actually going to tell you something about it in the review. I was quite surprised. I quite liked it. Well, I like the first 20 minutes of it. The second 20 minutes, not so much. Anyway, I digress. Can you please hit the like button, the share button, the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. If you're on Rumble, hit the Rumble button. Sign up to my Substack. My Substack is awesome. It's an email newsletter. Tons of comics in it. It's free. They're going to try and upsell you to the paid one. It's $5 a month. If you're on the fence, right? If you're on the fence, you go, maybe. Go, yes. Give it a try. That'd be lovely. Thank you very much. Like, share, subscribe, comment, Substack, Rumble. I think that's everything. Let's get into the Book of Boba Fett. SO1 E05. So, this week on Star Wars, Boba Fett, the Book of Boba Fett, they make a marked improvement, and it's much more Star Warsy. Because the complete absence of Boba Fett and pretty much anything connected to Boba Fett, right? It was basically setting stuff up for Mandalorian Season 3. That's essentially what it was. Let's have a look at the episode. I have 189 of these screen grabs. So it opens up. I'm like, oh, God, I hate it already. Because I thought it was going to be Boba Fett, right? And that shows you your how dishonest your mind is, or at least mine is. I was like, oh, God, it's Boba Fett. This guy, hey, now they're in a meat packet. How non-Star Warsy. It's one of those with those dog aliens who I've seen around, but I have no idea what they are. So they're packing me, and you see a shadow at the door, and I'm like, well, that doesn't look like a fat old bald bloke. That looks like, it feels like it's somebody cool. And it was, Mandalorian walks in, Mando walks in, and Mando is cool. And again, a great example. Actor is a douchebag arsehole. Of course he's a douchebag arsehole, right? Obviously he's a douchebag arsehole moron. They all are douchebag moron arsehole morons, right? They all are. But he's very cool. It just felt different. As soon as he walked in, it was like, I'm amazed. I'm amazed at the difference. And the surroundings that it was in, that didn't feel Star Warsy when I thought it was Boba Fett. As soon as Mando walked in, I'm like, oh, this is cool. Yeah, I like this new thing in Star Wars, right? So he was walking through, and also there's a lot of it that felt kind of CGI to me, but they might have just got a cheap, found a cheap set somewhere. Like, this is actually a meat packing place. So they're all like packing meat. He walks through. He goes to a back room, and he talks to the main guy. Says, "I'm looking for a bounty for, I don't know, Fido, whatever his name is." He's like, how do you know he's here? And he's like, "Yeah, I got the tracker. He's definitely here." And he's like, "I never heard of this guy. I never heard of him." Then he shows him the hologram, and this wasn't directed that well. It wasn't bad. It was functional, serviceable. It was by Bryce Dallas Howard, Ron Howard's daughter, the lamest of the not Mary Jane's, Gwen Stacy's. So it was directed by her, and I couldn't tell that the guy in the background was the same as the guy in the hologram, right? Until he said, that could be anyone. Doesn't even look like me. Do you think it looks like me? It doesn't look like me. And then an awesome fight breaks out, right? He's like, look, he's like, why don't you sit down? We got you outnumbered. Why don't we talk about your options? He's like, your options are, I can bring you in warm, or I can bring you in cold. And I love that, right? And he's like, okay, so he's starts having this, again, awesome fight, right? Goes on for a while. Lots of testosterone. It's like lots of what you like. I mean, and it was very Star Warsy as well. So yeah, again, you have this awesome fight. They start shooting at him. His Mandalorian armor goes, pew, 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 and then it gets awesome. Then it gets super cool because I forgot about this from Mando. He pulls out the Darksaber. Oh, I love the Darksaber. Okay, the Darksaber is awesome. And I do like exploring this whole era of mythos. It feels like we're in new ground. I love the dark saber though. Very very cool. So then he starts fighting with the dark saber, and he's not very good with it. Plus, it feels like a lightsaber from the original movies. Like they're much heavier, like a broadsword. And the reason they did that is because they didn't have the special effects. And every time they went shinge, right, a bit will fall off, right, and they go and clean them up. And that's why they move very slowly, and they move much faster in the prequels. That's one thing I wish they would have done with the original, like with the when they made over the original trilogy. Especially in Jedi when Luke Skywalker was taking on Jabba the Hutt. Make his lightsaber work cool because it wasn't. So they're fighting in the meat packing mine. I love it. Like a side of meat gets cut in half. And it goes right through the sky. Like it's very cool. And then he hits his own leg with it to show his lack of proficiency, and he's like really burn up. Right, he's not doing well. But he keeps fighting, and the fight's awesome. Keeps going and going and going until eventually he gets the last guy, and he throws him down, stabs him, and then throws him down on the table. Then takes his the dark saber, and slices right through him, right through him. Clush, and the table goes down, right? So then you hear like moving around inside, like fumbling around. And you see all the meat packers over there, and they're all like handling their big cleavers. And so he comes out, and it's like, looks like there's going to be a fight, right? Looks like there's going to be a ruck. He says, listen, in there, your employer's dead. In there's a ton of money that nobody knows about. Go and help yourself to it, or you can fight me and lose, right? I have no quarrel with any of you. And they're like, let's go get the money, okay? So let's go get the money. And he limps off, right? He limps off. And we go, and we have the titles. And the title this week is Return of the Mandalorian. And it really is. Like, great title. Great title. And then a great location. I love this location. It's not a Dyson sphere, a Dyson ring, I think. It's this giant, huge, humongous ring. Half in night, half in day. And I like how it's like, you have different bits in light and day, and it's very stark. So like then you see like it from a street view, right? And he's limping down the street, and you can see like it going up, this ring going up forever. So it's a really cool world. I do like this world. He's living, and then he limps into daylight. Like I was really going gets in an elevator. And I'm enjoying exploring the world. So then he goes, he's in a nightclub, and he meets this guy. This alien's super lame though, right? This alien just doesn't. The bad guy who's like a giant bird guy, just super lame. Okay, super lame. But generally speaking, we're doing well with it, right? And he wants the information, right? And he's like, no, why don't you sit and eat with us, have a meal, blah, blah, blah. Just give me the information, gives him information. He sits down Kozak Alley by the heat vent tower. So he heads over there, limping around, gets the elevator down. His legs still is in agony. Limping, and he's looking with his like special Mandalorian helmet, and he sees markings, and he finds a door. And he's like, oh, yeah, I'm going through the door. And he has to climb down and down and down and down. And they're at the very bottom, at the underneath of the ring thing. And right there, he meets this woman. It's the coven, right? The coven's there, and he wants to rejoin the coven, right? Oh man, this is all out of order. Hang on. Is it out of order? Is it missing some? Hang on. No, this is the way it's in. Okay, fine. So he meets the and there's basically just two of them. There's this woman and the one who's like the super jacked one who had like the big gun, and the I wish I knew what the hell that was. Like what do you think that is? I can't tell. Fine. That's what it is. Fine. So he meets him. Fine. That's what's going on. He goes over and gives him medical aid. He gets the special spray and sprays on his leg. Why doesn't Mando have his own can of special spray? Okay. And he says, "Look what I have." And he says, "Oh, you have the dark saber." And they said, "Whoever wills it must be pure of heart. Otherwise, Mando will fall." Right. The last person wielded it was Bo-Katan, and she was not pure of heart. So Mandalore did indeed fall. And again, they're right at the bottom of this space, whatever it is. Really cool. Which is this is a great omen. You can lead, and it's like you got to learn how to use it. And he says, you won it honestly in combat. And I think at this point, and also he's got this giant spear. He's like, but spears, Beskar should never be used for weapons, only for defense. So he's like, melt it down then. So he starts melting it down. So what should we make out of it? He starts thinking. He says, I want to make something for a foundling, right? Something small for a foundling. So we have that. He hammers it away. And as you do it, they recount the fall of Mandalore, the night of tears, the night of 1,000 tears. We have all the TIE bombers just blowing up all of Mandalore, right? I want to know more what happened. This should be a movie. I would love to hear the movie of the fall of Mandalore, right? That's a movie that I think could be made, and I would be excited to see. If it's not shit. I said that about the story of what happened from Boba Fett from Jedi to the beginning to this, and it turns out it was shit. And there's this giant explosion blowing up this major building. Bam! It's just frozen. Hang on. There we go. No, still frozen. And then afterwards, there's droids go around and they shoot a pew pew, and he got the. I don't know why they're using droids, not stormtroopers. The droids go through shooting anybody they can find, and they got the Imperial tracker droid. So it's a very cool sequence, okay? And it's like, so what should I make? And he's like, make something for a founder. And I go, ding, spend a long time hammering it away. And he said, here, I have something. So who's this for? Why do you want something for a founder? And it says, I want to go and visit Grogu, right? I want to go and visit. Do they make references to the Knights of the Old Republic? I do not know. I know they make reference. We'll see it in a minute. We know they make references to Fallen Order or something. Anyway, so why do you want something for a foundling, right? It's like, I want to go and visit Grogu. He's with the Jedi now, but I want to go and meet him to make sure he's okay, and I want to give him a gift, right? So that's setting up next season. So then next season, so then she's training him with the Darksaber, and he's saying you have trouble because you're not doing what the Darksaber wants, right? You're trying to stop it. So that's why it gets heavier. He's like, when you do what the saber wants, it responds well. There's got a nice little bit of backstory about it. It's 1,000 years old, 10,000 years old, or something like that, where and it was made by a Mandalorian Jedi. Again, all this stuff really fascinating, right? There's so much lore there. But then he's saying, look, it was won in combat, so it's won honestly. He says, but look, the other Mandalorian says, look, that belonged to my house. If I win it in combat, it's then I can lead Mandalore, right? And they're like, okay, I guess we got to have a fight then. Then there's another awesome fight. I mean, you're less than 20 minutes in, right? And it's going. So he opens up the Darksaber again. He's got a special shield and I guess a Beskar knife or some kind of knife. Again, awesome fight sequence goes on forever, and they fight. Again, yeah, it's good. Okay, all this is very good. He throws Mando down, and you think down to another level, and then the other guy, the other guy gets the Darksaber. Says, now I will lead Mandalore. But finally, he gets the drop on him, and he's about to cut his throat. And so the woman comes back and says, "Enough! You have done well." So, sir, have you ever taken off your helmet? He asks Wellman and says, "No, I never have." They ask Mando, "Have you ever taken off your helmet?" He's like, "Yeah, I did last season." He's like, "Then you're a Mandalorian no more." He's like, "What? Yeah, you're no longer a Mandalorian." He says, But the only thing to do if you're taking off your helmet is you got to bathe under the mines of wherever, and they were destroyed. It's like she goes, "This is the way." He's like, so it's basically setting up next season where he can take his helmet off and he can be like the Bo-Katan, Boba Fett type of Mandalorian, not the ultra orthodox Mandalorians that these clearly are. Right, so that's so he walks away, pick on a jetpack again, and walks away. But yeah, no, when they do start their fight, they both take off their jetpacks, which I thought was quite kind of cool. And then he goes away, and now we get like lame interstellar travel. So it's basically the episode's over now, right? It's shit from now, I would say. Okay, on a second viewing, he has to get on a commercial flight because Razor Crest was blown up last season. He goes to get on, and the security droid says, "No, you can't get on with weapons," and they make him check all his weapons. Including the Darksaber, which I think was kind of weird. He's like, that better be there when I get back. And he gets on the ship and it goes. And it's kind of boring, right? He sits there. There's was it Rondonian? Is that what they call kids? Says, how you doing? I'm a cute kid. He's like, I'm a Mandalorian. And he's like, yes, I have my thing for Grogu, though. I'm looking forward to it. And they go to their destination, which is Tatooine, heading to Mos Eisley. And they arrive, he gets off, and he gets all his weapons back again, including the Darksaber. Thank God, that would have been bad. Then we head over to the. This was the same port that the Millennium Falcon was in New Hope, I believe, wasn't it? So it's owned by this woman now. This is apparently a character from Jedi Fallen Order, and they're helping track down the thing. Again, this whole thing now is like an attraction in Disney while you're waiting to get it. This is kind of like Star Tours. It's all Star Tours level from here on in, right? If you ever seen Star Tours, that's exactly what it is. It's like a bad, goofy corporate show, okay? In Star Wars universe. So she's chasing this thing, and says, "Oh, we're gonna get it." And here, look, some memory bearers. We got those from the prequels. We got Red 5. Or whatever it is, Red, or whatever it's called. And they're like, well, we're going to get this crawly thing. And it gets her, and it starts dragging in, but in walks Mando and shoots whatever it was. And they're all good again. He says, okay, I got your message. Like, what message? What's this? Oh, yeah, I've got a replacement for Razor Crest. It's like, you got another Razor Crest? Right? What's it? It's because Captain Rex was in it. Captain Rex was in what? Can you let me know? I say, oi, Captain Rex, you can't fly a ship straight, so I'm bringing you my bloody weapons. R5D4. What's Captain Rex in? Because I know that name. Okay, I know that name. So Death Star was destroyed and Vader was killed by colliding with the Millennium Falcon. I guess so. If you want to go that way, fine. Anyway. So it says, oh yeah, so I got replaced for Razor Quest, his ship. And I kind of liked his ship, right? And he says, here it is. He pulls off the thing, and it's the that's what I'm thinking. Bad Batch. I like Bad Batch as well. Pulls off the sheet, and it's one of the crappy little ships from Phantom Menace, right? Like, oh, and it's a crap one of those. Okay, so it's like, well, why would you bring that back? He says, no, this is great. I haven't finished building it yet, but it's going to be just what you want. It's like, I'm not interested. I won't raise it. Like, how's he going to take his bounty on that? Okay, and like, how's it? He gave her the money for Razor Quest. How is this worth the same as the much bigger ship that was? I don't understand. Okay. But okay, that's just what happened. So it's like, look, I haven't finished building it, but it's going to get quicker if you do it with me. So they then spend a long time, it's basically just padding, building the ship together, and they gets parts from Jawas, and you think, yeah, it's a Naboo fight, and it's so lame. It was late when I played the video game with the Naboo fighter. I was like, this is crap. Okay, they're just lame. And she's like dated a Jawa. She speaks Jawa to them, and I'm like, it's all just silly, right? And they just spend the time building it. They build Just a long time. It goes on for a good 5 minutes. Maybe more, right? Building, and it's still the same thing. Like, yeah, nothing gets better. They keep going, and the Jawas show up, and they got this thing, and you don't know what it is. It's a bit of like techno babbles, and when you get the fireball, anyway, it goes on. I didn't even bother getting on the screen grab. It goes on forever, right? Then morning happens. That thing cries, and they bring out his new ship, the new thing we want you to buy. Screw off. You know, you'll be lucky, mate. Okay, you'll be lucky. And so, yeah, this, and it can go to. But basically, she sells it as being you're able to go to warp. It's not because it's pre Empire. It's untraceable. Yeah, and I guess look, because there's two domes on it, you can have a passenger in it. So he looks it up and he gets in, and goes and gives it a try. Right, it takes off for a flight. And off he goes, phew, and then goes on forever, flying around. Right, first they do it looks like they're doing the chariot race route or whatever it is from Phantom Menace. Right, it looks like, yeah, that's exactly what it is. Right, they do the same route, Beggar's Canyon, maybe, who knows? Maybe they're targeting womp rats, and he's like flying around. Oh, there's womp rats. Okay, exactly. It's all Member Berry stuff now from here on in. He flies up into space, and he sees that Star Cruiser. He sees the kid, and the kid sees him, and they wave at each other because they're all cute now. Yay! And then he goes, but then he's pulled over by two X-wing fighters. And so, what you doing? So this first X-wing fighter is the guy who was the stand-in for Luke Skywalker. He's got a very Luke Skywalker type face, but he was a stand-in for Luke Skywalker in Mandalorian, right? In the last episode of Mandalorian, and it's the old guy goes, "Are you the same? You sound familiar." It's like, no, I think he tries to like get out, and they're like, "No, we're pulling you over eventually. Can you answer?" They try to work. They want to know more about his adventures, like what happened with the not the Federation, the Empire Remnant, all that stuff. They want to know that, and he's like, but he's got this super fast switch in it. He presses that, and he goes, and I goes, this is frozen again. It's so annoying. He presses it, and he goes, whoosh, whoa, super fast, flies off, and he's like, he can't get me. Wow, he's too fast. And they're like, you want to go file a report? Said, not really, no. Then he flies back and he lands and he's like, yeah, I like it. I guess it's my new ship now. Go and buy it from Toys R Us, where they all closed down. I guess go buy it from Amazon. And then Fennec Shan says, hi, you looking for a job? He's like, you need a bounty? No, we need muscle. So it's basically, okay, so he's the next person in the group. It's him, Black Kazakhstan, Boba Fett, Fennec Sand, and I guess the Rancor versus the Pike people. But it got much cooler as soon as they put a Mandalorian in it, right? He's like, here, Paisley says, you know what? It's on the house. I'm going to help Boba Fett for free because that's what bounty hunters do. And it's directed by Bryce Dallas Howard. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.